Hello and good morning, everybody. This is 1 minute and a half to 9. What we would like to accomplish, bli neder, is basically some study in the morning through Facebook. You can find it later on YouTube, on Vital. But the importance of making it fresh and important after breakfast, before breakfast, as something that we all can benefit. The book I'm using is Matan Torah, and we know there's many ways to look at Matan Torah from Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag, the one and only. And the reason we follow Rav Ashlag, to make Rav Ashlag different than other Rabbanim and Mekubalim and Kabbalists, is Rav Ashlag basically took a tamtzit, a concentrated study, called the Idra Rabba, Idra Zuta, of course, Safra Detzliuta, and Tikunei HaZohar, and the Zohar itself, and Kitvei Ari, from Etz HaChaim specifically, which is Etz HaChaim, I don't need to tell you, based on a book called Idra Rabba, where all the secret of the universe contained, it exists, it's included within the study. But we know that after Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai left the world, the only one who revealed the true study of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was Rabbi Isaac Luria. So without Rabbi Isaac Luria, basically people couldn't fully understand the wisdom that the Zohar and the Kabbalah is giving. For that reason, I know there is places in Jerusalem that still study Etz HaChaim just by reading it, Ayun as they call it, without study. I'm sorry to tell you, in our generation, I mean, it was good for 200 years ago, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, but in our generation, with the Klipot, with the Dor, it's like the Pnei HaKelev, people have to understand. And for that reason, God sent us Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag, and through him, we can fully understand Kabbalah and Zohar. In this book, which is more easier book of Rav Ashlag, which he wrote it for you and me, simple idea, we're going to try and elevate awareness and consciousness about the Creator, about people, about the mitzvot, about the Torah, and of course about Kabbalah. And hopefully you're going to like it, and hopefully this study will continue forever and ever, never stop. 9 a.m. New York time, hopefully till 9:15. I'm not going to keep you long. I know you guys got to work. Ma'amar Chazal, I'm reading for Matan Torah, Ma'amar Matan Torah. You start, Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag start באהבת לרעך כמוך, love the neighbor as thyself. Rabbi Akiva אומר, זה כלל גדול בתורה. So we have two idea here from the mitzvah, from the Torah. It's a love the neighbor as you like yourself. And Rabbi Akiva is adding in the Gemara, in the Talmud, in Baba Batra, he said, it's a klal gadol b'Torah. It's a very important rules of the Torah, love the neighbor as yourself. And of course, I don't need to tell you that Hillel, what he say to the convert who want to convert it, he say, whatever you don't like people do to you, don't do to others, which is a different form of love the neighbor as yourself. So this is how we start, this is how we want to enter now to the words of Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag. Ma'amar Chazal ze omer lanu ba'uni. This section is begging for explanation, is begging for interpretation. כי מילת כלל יורה על סכום של פרטים שמבין השתלטם יחד עומד אותו הכלל. נמצא שהוא אומר על המצווה של אהבת כמוך שהוא כלל גדול בתורה. What is a כלל? Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag said, if the Gemara and the Mishnah is kind of a commentary on the Torah, and the Torah is telling you love the neighbor as thyself, and the Talmud is telling you זה כלל גדול בתורה, this is a klal. Klal meaning this is chukiyut, this is a law. It's a big deal in the Torah. We need to define the word klal. Klal comes from the word klali, general idea, general concept. What does that mean? הנה עלינו להבין ששאר תרי"ג במצוות שבתורה, עם כל המצוות שבתורה, אינן לא פחות ולא יותר מאשר סכום הפרטים ומפורטים במצווה האחת הזאת, של ואהבת לרעך כמוך. Say Rav Ashlag, if this is the word klal we understand, to the people who have studied Torah more often, is meaning that kol davar, everything we said in the morning, everything that came out to explain something, it's explaining about the klal. So if this is the klal, that means everything else is being cancelled. So we are talking about 613 mitzvot. The 612 mitzvot are only to support one mitzvah. What is this one mitzvah that we're supposed to support? Love the neighbor as thyself. So for that reason, we must understand the meaning of that mitzvah, love the neighbor as thyself. שאינו לו דברים מטביעים, כי יצדק במצוות שבין אדם לחברו, אולם איך יכול להיות מצווה אחת להכיל או לקיים בתוכה את כל מצוות שבין אדם למקום. So the question Rav Ashlag is raising here, which is a very tough question. If this is a very nice mitzvah. We don't talk about morality. We talk about our Torah. There's no morality. Oh my God, it feels right. It feels right. This is not Torah. Morality is kind of it can be a supporter of the Torah, but it's not the Torah. Behaving nice is part of the mitzvot, but behaving nice without doing the mitzvot, that's not behaving nice. That's just you want to be liked by the other person. Because if you behave nice for the sake of the mitzvot, you don't care if the other person like you back or not, because you do it for the mitzvah. So that's how you know the difference between a person who's really spiritual or the person who want to look spiritual. People who want to look spiritual, they're going to like you and you're going to like them. But God is not involved in it. And that type of relationship only coming to an end or to chaos. So, Abbasek is raising it down. It's raising a question. Okay, Kushya. What does that mean that the mitzvah v'ahavta l'recha kamocha is covering for all the other mitzvot? If it's covering for all the other mitzvot, what about the mitzvah between Ben Adam Lamakom? Between you and God? You want to tell me this is God? Your relationship to God, so you want me to become like the 60 that everybody dancing and I love you and you love me and I love you and you love me? Then that's not the point. The foundation of everything is your relationship to God, is your relationship to the Creator. How can you take that away from me by saying, love the neighbor as thyself? ואם עוד אפשר לנו להתייגע למצוא איזה דרך ליישב דבריהם שבכאן, הנה לפנינו מאמר שני, עוד יותר בולט, באותו הגר שבא לפני הלל. To understand it even better and make it even more difficult, let's understand the convert that come to הלל, ואמר לו, למדני מסכת שבת ל"א עמוד א', למדני כל התורה כולה כשאני עומד על רגל אחד. Teach me the whole Torah when I'm standing on one leg. Not necessarily one leg, everybody understand, right? ואמר לו, כל מדע לחסני לחברך לתעביד. He said to him, whatever your friend don't like to be done to him, don't do to them. And whatever you don't like to be done to you bad, don't do it to others. ואידך פירושה הוא זיל גמור. הרי לפנינו הלכה ברורה, אשר אין לנו שום העדפה, כל התרי"ג מצוות, כל מקרא שבתורה, צריך לחשוב כמוך. If Hillel, I think Hillel knows that more than all of us, and more than your rabbi, whoever listened to it, and more than your mekubal, and more than any person you're going to meet in this lifetime, ever, Hillel said, hey, to the convert, say, listen, one mitzvah, and you may say, hey, but he's a convert, so Hillel want to go easy on him. This is Hillel. This is not just another human being. Hillel, Rosh Israel. Most of the mitzvot go by Hillel. So you tell him, whatever you don't like people to do to you, don't do to others, which is interpretation of love the neighbor of themselves. Why is Hillel choose only one mitzvah? From here we learn that all the Torah leaning on this mitzvah. כיוון שבאים רק כדי לפרש ולאפשר לנו לקיים מצוות אהבת זולתו להיכנה, שאומר פירוש ואידך, פירושה וזיל גמור היינו שכל שאר התורה עם פירוש על המצווה. So from here we learn that the entire Torah, the entire spirituality, the entire everything we're doing is a commentary on one mitzvah. What is the one mitzvah? Love the neighbor as thyself, from the Torah, ויקרא. והזאת שאי אפשר לגמור מצוות לאחר כמוך, זולתם. You cannot finish your tikkun, you cannot finish nothing until you're able to love unconditional another human being. ובטרם נחזור לעומק, before we go deep, before we go in deep, יש לנו להתבונן במצווה הזאת גופה. We have to go deep into this mitzvah. כי נצטווינו, because we've been commanded, not because we are in a mood to like our neighbor. Some people say, oh, I love you, oh, I miss you. Is God command you to miss that person? Is God command you to love that person? Then it's not a mitzvah. That's your feeling. I also say, I love my fish, that's why I kill it, and I eat it. He said, Hashem command me to do bracha, and רדו בדגת הים, there's a mitzvah. רדו בדגת הים. It's supposed to go fish and eat it. Mitzvah. רדו בדגת הים, one of the first mitzvot. So if it's not been commanded to you by God, then it's your feeling. If it's your feeling, it's limited. And I know I'm upset some people who are not totally committed to work for Hashem, but the purpose of a spiritual person is to connect to the Creator. That's the purpose. There's no other purpose in a spiritual life of a human being besides connecting to the divine, connecting to the Creator. So what is with that mitzvah? Let's get in. כי נצטווינו אהבת לך כמוך, אשר מילת כמוך, say כמוך. You should like them like you like yourself. אמרנו לשתות את חברך באותו שיעור שאתה אוהב את עצמך, לא פחות בשום פנים שבעולם. You have to love your friend the same way that you love yourself. וזאת אומרת שאני מחויב לעמוד תחת על המשמר. That means I have to be the guard. ולמלא צרכי כל איש ואיש. And fulfill every human being, בכל האומה הישראלית, from all my people, the Israelite, the people that left Egypt with me, the Jewish nation who left Egypt with me, לא פחות כמו שאני אומר תמיד למשל למלא צרכי עצמי. The same way that I fulfill myself. You want a tea? Look around. If your brother needs a tea as well. לחיים. אשר זהו לגמרי מן הנמנעות, כי לא רבים מהם שאוכלו ביום העבודה שם למקום צריך את עצמם, איך אתה מדינות לספר ראשון לכל האומה. זה רבה שלך. How many people you know that they have to go to work in the train and the bus driver is a taxi, is a Uber, is a baker? Yeah, I'm sorry, boss, I gotta go. I have to fulfill all the people around me because that's my job. וזאת לא ייתכן. It's impossible to be doing this mitzvah. How can I go around and just fulfill everybody's need? כלל לחשוב שהתורה מדברת על דרך הגזמה. You may judge the Torah, maybe the Torah is exaggerating, maybe it's a lot. כי על כן מזהירה לנו התורה לא תוסף ולא תגרע. לא, זה רבה שלך. No. The Torah already said לא תוסף ולא תגרע. Don't do more than this mitzvah, don't do less. So there, it's doable. לומר לך שהדברים והחוקים נאמרו בדיוק הנמרץ. To tell you that this is exactable, meaning it's have to be done to the details. So it's not that it's not true, it's basically we're not fully understanding. ואם מעט לך זה, אומר לך, if that's not enough, שפשטה של המצווה הזאת של אהבת זולתו מחמיר עוד עלינו להקדים צרכי חברנו לצרכי עצמנו. I will tell you a hint, to the one who want to listen. This mitzvah of love the neighbor as thyself is even more that you do more for your friend than you do for yourself. How do we know that? It's a בתוספות ירושלמי קידושין. בפסוק כי טוב לא ימח. There is a whole section that explains about Eved Ivri. When you have Eved Ivri, meaning when you have a servant, when you have somebody working for you in the house, a Jewish servant, אמור לגבי Eved Ivri, בפעמים שאין לו אלא קר אחד, it's a famous section. If the Eved Ivri doesn't have a pillow, and you have one pillow in the house, you have to give him your pillow. From here we learn that you give him your pillow to him, he will have pillow and you're not going to have. That's a law, ירושלמי. ואם שוכב עליו בעצמו ולא נותן לעבד, הרי אינו מקיים כי טוב לא ימח. The mitzvah say, the servant has to feel good in your house. How do you make him feel good in your house? If you have one pillow, he's the one to get it. That's a servant. I don't know how you treat the rest of the people in your house. שהוא שוכב על הקר והעבד על הארץ. ואם הוא לא שוכב עליו וגם אינו מוסר לעבד, הרי זה מצד סדום. And let's say you have a pillow and you don't want to use it, but you also politically don't want to give it to the servant, then you're doing a worse sin. It's called midat sdom. You become like the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. They don't want to share, they don't want to give. נמצא שעל כורחו צריך למסור לעבדו, והאדון עצמו שוכב על הארץ. So you have one mattress, you give it to the servant, you sleep on the floor. Pillow to him, you sleep on the floor. עד כאן למדנו. This is תלמוד ירושלמי. ונצאנו למדים אותו הדין גם בכתוב שלנו בשיעור אהבת זולתו. We need to learn how to love the other person. שהרי גם משוואה כתוב את מילוי צרכי חברו כמו מילוי צרכי עצמו. So the need of you coming second. כדוגמת כי טוב לו יימח שבעבד עברי. באופן שגם כן במקרה אם אין לו כיסא אחד לחברו אין כיסא בלעד, יוצא הפסק הלכה שאם הוא יושב עליו לא נותן לחברו, הוא עובד על מצוות עשה של אהבת לך כמוך. You have a chair, you don't sit on the chair, give your friend the chair. כי אינו ממלא צרכי חברו כמו שממלא צרכי עצמו. You have to fulfill the need of your friend. If you want to practice love the neighbor as thyself, which is a very important mitzvah. ואם הוא יושב עליו וגם נותן לחברו, if you don't sit on it and you don't give it to your friend, this is like Sodom and Gomorrah. אלא שבמיוחד לתנו לחברו לשבת עליו והוא עצמו יושב על הארץ או יעמוד. Must give it to your friend and you may sit on the floor or stand. מובן מעצמו שכן הדין אמור בכל הצרכים שמצויים לו וחסרים לחברו, מתי צא ולמד אם המצווה הזאת היא בגדר האפשרות לקיימה. Let's go deep and try to understand if this mitzvah even will be able to be manifest. Because we're short on time and I promise not to keep you more than 15 minutes, let's today think about how we practice. How are we practicing love the neighbor as themselves? Wherever you are, wherever you're in classes, in the subway and things, look, it's something that you have to look around for. The mitzvah is not a passive mitzvah, it's an active mitzvah. It's awareness. Your awareness will go always up. of where can I give, what can I do. But remember that you want to do it for Hashem, you want to do it for the Creator, because God is the one who commands us for this mitzvah. So when I'm nice to that person and I'm expecting that person to like me, I'm not getting the mitzvah. I'm supposed to do it for that person, and Hashem will reward you in whatever Hashem need to reward you whenever it's time. But if you're doing it just for that person to smile to you and to like you, and for that reason, a lot of people are falling into being kind to the other person. But when they're being kind for the other person, they're not being kind for the right reason. They're being kind because they want something in return for themselves. And when a person wants to commit that mitzvah, the mitzvah, what is a mitzvah? Something that God shiva, something that God command you. Like God commanded to eat kosher. Like God command you, if you are a Jewish person, you have to keep 613 mitzvot. If you're not Jewish, you have to keep 7 mitzvot. That's God's command. God's command. This is has to come with emunah. This is has to come with faith, not with just knowledge. You have to get to that you fully fulfill the mitzvah of love the neighbor as yourself. And why is that? Because Rabbi Akiva say, klal gadol b'Torah, meaning this is the rules of the Torah to do that. And also, Hillel HaZaken, what he said to the convert, whatever you don't like people do to you, don't do to others. And of course, in the Torah, Parashat Vayikra, to understand that Hashem, God, is telling us, you gotta love your fellow person, you gotta love your neighbors, and you have to practice all day long. Tomorrow, hopefully we'll be on time every morning at 9 a.m. whenever I can, besides Shabbat, and maybe also Sunday. We'll see how that works. We're going to continue with the Pasuk 8 of Matan Torah, and we're going to talk about how the Jewish people commented on that mitzvah from God. And if you have questions, you always can ask it on this chat. Hopefully we'll be able to make it on YouTube, Instagram, and so on and so on. You have a lovely day. Love the neighbor as yourself. All the best.